morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our January 2024 OC HMS user meeting. Please enter your agency name into the chat box so that we can take attendance. The HMS team will be covering the following topics in today's meeting: HIC and Shelter Pit, CF updates, HMS user fee, updated HMS grievance form, HMS Part 2 recertification, Dropbox cleanup, an update regarding HMS help desk tickets, logging into Clarity, user training and access role, and we wanted to cover some topics related to the HMS Part 2 recertification, which are enrolling additional household members, understanding individual enrollments and group enrollments, accessing and completing the release of information, an update regarding the project performance report, a holiday announcement, and we will have some time for Q&A for topics covered in today's meeting, and the HMS team will stay online for office hours for general HMS functionality questions. "2024 HIC and Shelter Pit is coming up, so we wanted to provide you a quick overview and give you a timeline of our schedule. So agencies that have the following project type, whether they are in or not in HMS, are required to participate. So the project type is emergency shelter, transitional housing, rapid housing, permanent supportive housing, and other PH projects. So there are some action items each agency can complete right now to prepare for the HIC and Shelter Pit. Complete data entry and any data cleanup in HMS. If there are any new projects you have for your agency, please make sure to submit a new agency setup form so that we can set that up in Clarity. And any projects that are no longer active, please submit the project closeout form so we can close out those projects in Clarity. This is our COC HIC and Shelter Pit timeline. The HMS Help Desk will host a training January 17th at 2 o'clock. Agency admins, please keep an eye out for a newsletter with additional details about the training. The Shelter Pit will take place January 22nd. Agencies are asked to review and complete data entry into HMS or your agency's comparable database by January 24th. As mentioned previously, agencies are encouraged to review your program enrollments now to ensure all participants' data is up to date. Those who are entered into your program review to ensure their participation is recorded in HMS or your comparable database. And those who are no longer participating, make sure that they have exited your program. On January 26th, the HMS team will send out the HIC form to all agencies and Shelter Pit data to agencies that participate in HMS. Between January 29th and February 6th, agencies are asked to review and correct their HIC form and Shelter Pit data as needed. The HIC form, PIT report, and PIT answer form are all due February 7th. And then the next phase would be the HMS team will review and work with each agency as needed to update their data and projects. Once the final form and data is reviewed and confirmed, the HMS team will then complete the HIC updates in HMS. And from there, on March 25th, the HMS team will import the HIC data from HMS into HDX. On March 26th, the HMS team will send the final data to each agency to review and confirm. During this phase, we are not going to make any updates to the data. We're just confirming that the data entered into HDX is matching the final form submitted. And March 29th, each agency has a deadline to confirm the data is accurate and matches the final form to the HDX form. As mentioned, we will be sending out a newsletter to provide more details about the upcoming hit and shelter pit training. So please keep an eye out for that training announcement. On December 20th, the COC board approved the updates to the CS policy and procedure. The main takeaway we wanted to highlight is the update to the veteran households that participate in CES. Veteran household will be considered for all veteran and non-veteran specific housing opportunities. To be included in the veteran registry, the veteran household member needs to be set as the head of household for the CES enrollment, and their veteran status on the client profile screen needs to be set to yes. Please note the veteran CS assessment is discontinued as of January 1st. Veterans that have completed the veteran CS assessment do not need to be reassessed unless their housing interest has changed. Any veteran household that is enrolled starting January 1st moving forward will need to complete the individual or family CS assessment. This is based on their household composition and the CS community queue that they will be referred to. And thank you, Diana. Diana provided a link to the updated CS policy and procedure. Please review so that you are aware of the changes, and we will also include all the links and KBs that will be sharing the user meeting in our meeting minutes. Just want to pause to see if there's any questions coming in. I don't see any questions, but we do have time for Q&A if you would like to ask your question during that time. The 2024 user fees will be uploaded to each agency's Dropbox within the next 2 weeks. Payment are due 60 days from the date of invoice. So agency admins, please keep an eye out for an email regarding the files that will be shared with you through Dropbox. On the next slide, we will share the fee breakdown. The 2024 HMIS user fee, this is the fee tier, which is also included in our HMIS policy. HMIS agencies that are required to participate in HMIS, the fee is based on user license, and agencies that are access point, there is an access point fee per agency. And there will only be one fee if you participate in both CS, individual or family. And for agency admins, there is a fee for any additional license that is not covered by 211. I don't see any questions regarding the fee, so we'll move forward, but agency admins will be sending this information to you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Michaela?
Good morning, everyone. The OC HMIS grievance form has been updated. Please note our address has changed. Ensure that your agency is providing the updated form to all participants, which you can reference here to the right. Agencies participating in OC Clarity should review forms on a quarterly basis to ensure that they have the most up-to-date forms. To access the forms on the HMIS website, please navigate to the HMIS Forms and Document tab, and then select the HMIS Policy and Privacy forms. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Michaela. So just wanted to give a quick update before we go on to HMS Part 2 recertification. We did add the link for the grievance form. So agencies, please make sure, agency users and agency admins, please make sure that You're providing the most up-to-date form to the participants if they're requesting the grievance form and making that available as well. Michaela, can you please go ahead and share HMS Part 2 recertification?
We have a reminder for the 2023 HMIS Part 2 recertification that is due this month. Users with read-only accounts or accounts created on or after June 1st are excluded from this requirement. Agency administrators must submit the 2023 HMIS Part 2 recertification form for their users. Users that do not complete the recertification by the extended date of January 19th will have their accounts locked until the recertification is completed. Thank you, Diana.
Well, Diana included the recertification task form and the form that agency admins should be submitting on behalf of their user. Thank you, Michaela. Can you also share an update for this upcoming recertification?
Yes, of course. The 2024 recertification schedule has been updated, and it will take place this upcoming summer for the users that were added between the dates of June to December 31st of 2023. Moving forward, the HMIS Part 2 recertifications will take place in July. The recertifications will resume the following year, 2025, for all users. Agency admin can run the agency active user report to review active users at their agency as needed. You will go to the data analysis, user management, and then agency active users.
Thank you, Michaela. And I just wanted to share that we appreciate the feedback from agency admins requesting to have more time and adjusting the recertification. So we wanted to let you know that we appreciate your feedback and hope this new schedule will work for the agencies. And please do let us know if there's any questions or concerns. So thank you, Michaela, for sharing this. We have an update regarding Dropbox cleanup.
Yes, so for our Dropbox cleanup, we have a biannual schedule for January and July. Please review your agency's Dropbox folder and download any files you would need for your records by Friday, January 19th. The HMIS Help Desk will be removing all Dropbox files on Monday, January 22nd. And thank you all for your cooperation.
Yeah, Michaela, I don't see any questions coming in, so we'll move forward.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to go over an update to our HMIS support tickets in Happy Fox. We are updating the message thread on our support tickets to reduce the overall size of the tickets. You will only receive the current reply in the thread, so you won't be seeing the complete message thread. If you would like to see the complete message thread, we recommend creating a Happy Fox account. This is only for agency administrators to create a Happy Fox account to track tickets that you've created. The Happy Fox account will allow you to see all of your tickets after the account is created. It does not let you see historical tickets that were sent into the HMIS Help Desk prior to the Happy Fox account creation. And again, only agency administrators should create a Happy Fox account. And then let me go ahead and drop the link in for you so you can follow along on our knowledge base article as we go through the process of how to create a Happy Fox account. Next slide, please. So what you're looking at right here is our HMIS knowledge base article website. When you select log in on the upper right-hand side, it's going to take you to this page. If you do not have a Happy Fox account, you can register, and I've highlighted the area where you click register, and then that will take you to the next slide. And it'll take you through a process of creating an account similar to most anything, where it'll ask you for your username, it'll ask you to create a password. And then once that account is created, it's going to take you to this dashboard. So this dashboard has a list of all tickets that you have created after you've created this account. And so you'll be able to see pending tickets, you'll be able to see closed tickets, solved tickets, and things like that. And most importantly, you'll be able to see all of the responses that are available in the ticket. Next slide, please. Oh, and I am done. Oh, I see we have a question. Will this account creation also be visible for HMIS comparable agencies? Yes. So when you create this account, it is tied directly to your email address. So any tickets that you submit under your email address will be visible to you.
Yes, and thank you for that question. As Diana mentioned, this is only, we encourage agency admins to create this account. This also includes partner agencies that use comparable database. If you are the agency admin, please do feel free to create an account so that you can review your ticket queue and any pending tickets that you have. Thank you, Diana. Hugo?
Hello and good morning, everybody. Recently, the HMIS help desk team has noticed an uptick of tickets relating to users having difficulty logging into HMIS. So we just wanted to go over what we've seen to be the most common issue that users have been facing. So if users are having difficulty logging into the Live Clarity site, make sure they're accessing the correct version of the site by checking the web address. This is because the login page for the Live Clarity site and the Training Clarity site are nearly identical to one another. On the image to the right, you can see the web address states oc.clarityhs.com/login, while the training site is virtually identical, with the only difference being in the web address, as it states octrain.clarityhs.com/login. If you're having any other difficulty logging into HMIS, you can also use the troubleshooting logging into HMIS knowledge base article to troubleshoot some of the most other common issues that users have when they're trying to log into the live site. Next slide, please. So user training and access roles. So all users who require access to view and enter data in HMIS must complete the following trainings prior to you requesting HMIS access for that user. That would be HMIS Part 1, which covers history, privacy, and best practices. HMIS Part 2, which covers basic HMIS functionality, and the HMIS Part 2 task list. You should also note that new and existing users who require additional CES access must also complete the HMIS CES training course prior to requesting CES access for that user. If users haven't completed all required trainings for their access role, there will be a delay in having their account set up. More information about this can be found in the new staff onboarding KB. Next slide, please. So as you can see on your screen, this is a screenshot of a course transcript. We recommend that you have users submit a screenshot of their training courses to verify completion so that there isn't any delay in creating an account due to missing course trainings.
Thank you, Hugo. I don't see any questions, so we'll move forward for now. If anyone has questions, feel free to add that into the chat and we'll circle around to your question, or we can also review them during Q&A. So for the following slides, we wanted to cover some topics from the HMS Part 2 recertification that we've noticed users may not have scored 100% on, so we wanted to provide a quick refresher and provide some guidance on how to complete this in HMIS. The first topic is enrolling additional household members. When enrolling additional household members to a program where the other members are already enrolled, you would need to enroll the client from the Programs tab from any of the other members that are originally enrolled. This is navigating to the client profile and then opening the enrollment and adding them into that group enrollment. Users should not enroll the client from their own Programs tab because you'll be creating an individual enrollment, which means the client is enrolled in the program separately from their household. So prior to enrolling the new household member into the project, you need to make sure that the client is added to the global household, which includes the other household member, and this can be reviewed on the client profile screen. We also have additional links to KBs that would be helpful to review, which is the global household versus program household and enrolling additional household members. So please give me a couple seconds so I can share my screen to the training site. Diana, can you confirm that you see the training site?
Yes.
Thank you. So the first step is searching up the client. You can use the search bar to search up the client by typing in the first few letters of their first name and last name. And if you have already searched the client, you can also find them on the right-hand side here. So I have already searched up the client, so I'll use this function to get to Homer Simpson. And please note, this is the training site, so all the data that you're reviewing is practice data, and all these clients are practice clients. So I'm going to Homer's profile. I need to enroll Maggie, as Maggie is a new household member. This occurs sometimes when a household member joins later on, or if there was a child that was born and now is joining the household. So in this case, I want to add Maggie, and I see on the client profile, this is the global household. And Maggie is added to the global household already, so I can move forward adding Maggie into the program household. If I don't see the household member, I can go ahead and click Manage and follow the workflow to add the client there. As mentioned, you'll need to navigate to the Program tab and go ahead and click Edit on the enrollment for the household. You'll notice that this is displaying group. The program type is group and not individual because there are additional household members. And you'll also notice that it is currently displaying 4. So from here, you'll see program members, and you'll see the add icon. And if you click on that, you'll see a pop-up. From this pop-up, you'll see the enroll additional members, and you'll see the members Maggie because she is included in the global household. And if you push the toggle forward and enroll, you'll navigate to this client's enrollment screen. So you'll go ahead and select the relationship to the head of household and enter in the data needed for the enrollment for this client. So for Maggie, I'm entering this in, and I'll click Save and Close. And something I want you to notice, that is now group 5, because once you click Save and Close, you'll notice that now Maggie is part of this household. And you'll notice that it has been updated to group of 5, which includes the additional household member. And thank you, Diana, for adding the KBs into the chat. The enroll additional household member KB has step-by-step on including household members. And we also included a video so that you can also review and follow along. And thank you everyone for your patience. Diana, can you confirm that you see the slides?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I just want to take a quick pause in case there's any questions about the steps in enrolling additional household members. I don't see any questions right now, so we'll move forward, but feel free to add your questions to the chat. Diana?
Okay, so sort of capitalizing on we just learned, there's a difference between individual and group enrollments. Individual enrollments are clients who were enrolled in a project alone without any other household members, so they're enrolled as an individual. Individual enrollments are created in the Programs tab and of the client who's being enrolled in the project. Group enrollments are clients who are enrolled in a project with other household members and they are enrolled as a group. And again, a group enrollment is created in the Program tab of the household members that are already enrolled in the project. And I'm putting a link in the chat regarding this particular topic.
Thank you, Diana. And we wanted users to know that if you come across an enrollment where there's 2 members or a member that was enrolled accidentally, but as an individual, when they're meant to be included in a group enrollment, please reach out to your agency admin so that they can submit a ticket to the HMS help desk so that we can support with merging that into a group enrollment. Thank you, Diana. I don't see any questions related to, or any questions coming in for individual and group enrollment, so we'll move forward for right now. Armando?
Hi, good morning, everyone. As the HMIS Part 2 recertifications have been coming in, we've noticed that some of the users, they are experiencing some difficulties completing this particular section of the recertification exam. And this is the section where users are asked to complete the accessing and completing release of information page. So on the right side of the slide here, we've included a few screenshots as examples. We just want to let everybody, all of the HMIS users know as a friendly reminder that you can access the return or the release of information screen by clicking on the client privacy button. This is also featured on the client's main profile page. And once you click on this, you will see the ROI screen appear, and you can scroll to the release of information section and then click on the add release of information. Next slide, please. Here's another screenshot example of what the screen, the fields on the screen include. The release of information pop-up window, it was going to require that the following information is entered. And this page is used to document whether or not the client gave their consent to have their personal information shared with other agencies participating in HMIS. So for the permission, either yes or no would be indicated. Yes, stating that the client provided consent to share their information in HMIS. And then no, specifying that the client did not provide consent to share their information. The three types of documentation that can be used are either the electronic signature, uploading an attached PDF, or with signed documentation. And then the final step would be to select add a record at the bottom of that pop-up window. Thank you, Diana, for sharing that link for the knowledge or our KB on how to complete this section.
Thank you, Armando, for going over that. And I also want to note that participants have the right to update their ROI by providing consent or revoking consent whenever they wish to do so. So they can provide consent and revoke it later on. And if they decide to share again, they're able to do that when they would like to do that. We do want to note, please make sure to use the most updated HMS consent form, as it includes a list of all agencies that participate in HMS, and we also update that on a quarterly basis. So that's another form to please keep an eye out for updates, and we will also make announcement in our user meeting when those updated forms are available.
Thank you.
Thank you, Armando. I just wanted to circle back on this slide, understanding individual and group enrollment. If everyone can give me just a couple seconds, I want to share what that looks like in Clarity. Diana, can you confirm you see the training site?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'm under this client again, Homer. You'll notice that we were working with the group enrollment previously in our example. So when you're on the client profile, you'll go to programs, and it will under type, it will let you know what household type this is or program enrollment type this is. So the one with group will include household members, and the enrollment that says individual would mean that they are in this program enrolled by themselves as an individual. So you'll notice when we click edit to view this, you do not see any other members listed under program group members. And when you go to an enrollment that is group enrollment, you'll notice additional members listed under their group enrollment. So these are the other household members part of this group enrollment. Diana, can you confirm you see the slides?
Yes.
Thank you. Just want to take a quick pause to see if we have any questions regarding individual and group enrollments. I don't think we have any questions coming in at the moment, so we'll move forward. Armando?
Another announcement that we want to share is the project performance report for emergency shelter will be published on the Orange County HMIS website in the upcoming weeks. Current and previous PPRs can be found by navigating off of our website from the headers, opening up the reports header, and then clicking on the project performance reports. The street outreach PPR draft will be uploaded into Dropbox by the end of the day on Thursday, January 4th, tomorrow. And this is for projects or for agencies that have active street outreach projects. As a reminder, the project performance overview is a really helpful document which provides information regarding the PPRs based on project type and including those thresholds for each goal, as well as the publishing schedule throughout the year.
Well, thank you, Armando. And thank you, Diana, for sharing the links to the PPR. And the HMS team wanted to provide an update. We will resume our data and performance management meeting. We have updated to be a quarterly meeting, and we will resume February 14th at 10. We will be meeting a month after the end of each quarter so that we can also include and review the quarterly HMS report card. So agency admins, please do keep an eye out for the newsletter that will provide more details about our upcoming meeting. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Armando?
The HMS Help Desk is going to be closed on Monday, January 15th in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And our team will be back to assist with all of the help tickets the following business day on Tuesday, the January 16th.
Armando. So we do have some time for Q&A. Please feel free to add your questions into the chat or unmute yourself. And for those who join us a little bit later, please feel free to enter your agency name into the chat so that we can take attendance. As we're pausing for some questions, I just want to thank all of you for joining us today for our meeting. Have a great day, and our next user meeting will be February 7th. We'll be sending out a newsletter reminder about the meeting, and we'll also be sending a recap of this meeting. If anyone has questions, feel free to add them to the chat or unmute yourself.